Hello, welcome, delightful beings. Bonnie Sunshine here. What a day. I have been sick the last couple of days and I'm finally feeling back in my body. It's almost like, get this, it's almost like I had to go through that sickness to feel more like myself. Right? Yeah, it's nodding.
Yeah, this is the theme for this week, dude. So it's so funny, right? Because we normally go through this right before we start talking to everybody about this. Like Bonnie and I will normally, the previous week or the week before that, we'll be going through all the energies before it lands in a lot of your laps. So
Yeah, so the sickness, um, it caused me to slow down. I really had to pause. I can feel it like knocking on my door to give me more information, which is super interesting. Yeah, maybe there's another message in there. I've lost it, but it'll come back. How are you today? What do you got going on over there?
well, for me, it is definitely been a week. It's been, that Libra moon energy is really the like me versus we has been really, really, really loud for me this week. So I've had some situations where people that I was working either in collaboration with or were wanting to work in collaboration with, it was like we had like little mini things bubble up. My dad and I, who are building a house together, we had some things bubble up. So it's been really interesting to see how to navigate those, right? And how to move with those and move, through those with grace and ease. Also, you guys know about the squirrel situation. So you may see me looking off to the side because, oh, he's figuring it out. Oh, no, you're going to fall. So I put, nope, he still figured it out. I put aluminum foil on the pole to try to like dissuade him from eating all of the bird seed, and it didn't quite work. So, I'll try again.
That dang squirrel.
Oh my
I'm so glad
goodness.
you said this. I've been wanting to say this, and I can't remember the last time I did. When I'm talking to you, if you see me looking in a specific direction while I'm talking, I'm often getting messages. And for me, if I close my eyes and tune in and someone were to ask me which direction my path is, it's this way. And that is where I get a lot of messages from when I'm doing the card pulls or the readings. And I'm kinesthetic. So I'm tapping the energetics and I'm looking, my eyes are moving to get the words and to get the information as I get on calls like this. And here's Willow. I don't know if you can hear her. She's bringing us her baby.
So this is also when Bonnie and I had the hit that she was supposed to get in touch with the architects, the guides that I normally work with. This is also how we use that to get her in touch with them. She dropped in, she was able to pick up their signature vibration, and then she was able to discern where their location is, right? So like for me, the architects are like right up here. Where are the architects for you, Bonnie? Yeah, so kind of a similar, right? Similar-ish
Yeah.
field. Yeah. So it's really cool. So, if you ever want to work or learn how to find where those threads are, all you have to do is be in the presence of somebody already working with them. So if I've had like a Hecate, she's been coming in really loudly for me. And if I wanted to have a deeper connection with her, I could work with a priestess that's already working with her and has been working with her, and to find where she shows up in my life. So if you have any spirits or guides that you want to connect with, you can either do this on your own to kind of scan your field and see where they're kind of hanging out, or you can go meet somebody that's already working with who you want to work with and talk to them and be like, hey, can you help me get in contact with them? Right. So, and humans still do exist, I've had people get very proprietary over their guides, and I'm like, ah, that's a lesson. That's a thing. It's like, the architects aren't just for me, right? Like the more people that they get in contact with, the more we get to spread all this. So if you want to, get in contact with the architects, let me know. Come hang out in school, come join school, go talk to Bonnie. Bonnie can help you get in contact with them as well. Or if you want to get in contact with any of your guides or ancestors, hit one of us up. That's what we're here for.
I'm
Yeah.
giggling because I have to burp again. So my burping is currently very high online. And when that comes through, it's amplification of what's been said, confirmation, whether it's yes or no. And I find it very amusing that the burping is back online in this season. I don't know why.
It's lots of confirmation, lots of purging is going to be happening, and we'll go over that this week. I do want to touch base though. We've got, quite a few people. Thank you all for joining us live. Like, holy cow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And just a reminder for anybody on the replay, if you join us live, you get to come and hang out for after hours. And let me tell you, that is an absolute blast. And to do that, all you have to do is join our school community. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a thing. We're working on building it. That is a brand new community for Bonnie and I. And we really want to have more people in there. We really want to have more content in there. And the more people we get in there, the more we get to ask, like, what do you guys want? What do you guys want to know about? Right? What is interesting to you? Do you want to talk about aliens, cord cutting, energetic hygiene, grounding, talking to, your guides or spirits? Like, this is, Bonnie and I are generators. We need to have people to respond to. So if you guys have some ideas that you want, like, let us know in school. That's what we're here for. Maybe we'll make it a mini course. Maybe we'll do a video on it like this. Who knows? So we've got people coming in from Colorado, drinking some tea. We've got people from California coming in. We've got having some water, ooh, and some Tulsi moringa tea, which is delicious. We got matcha lattes with cinnamon, cyan, oat milk, and and MCT
And
oil.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
you're like, what is that
yay.
word?
Yeah, MCT oil is great. Yeah, and if you want to hear about the clairs and like how to deepen your intuition and stuff like that, that's what we're here for. We're not here to sell you anything, not yet at least. Like, so you guys get us free and uncut this entire time. We're not going to like pop in with a sales pitch just magically at some point. So, yeah, we also have Wales showing up, who is never late. You're always on time, my dear. So today I am having my standard green tea pistachio milk latte. I'm still on that kick. So yeah, let's kind of, you guys want to talk about some of the themes? You want to talk about the holistic? Cool, cool, cool. So let's go ahead and drop in to the holistic thing for this week. And we are talking about April 7th through April 13th of 2026. And I didn't just write space weather, I wrote fire space weather because that is the theme. We've got, if you've been looking at any of the feeds or Instagram or anything, Aries is hot, 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 like so hot right now. And essentially, what this is right now, like the sentence that I have for this week is the fire ignites, the warrior wakes, and courage becomes collective. So I am going to share that again. The fire ignites, the warrior wakes, and courage becomes collective. When we are looking at these ascendants coming in, and the ascendant is when, a particular sign has pretty much got like the rest of the sky in its like in its grip, in its jam, in its thing. That is all about this week, right? We're looking at Aries, Aries, Aries. There are some other really interesting aspects we're going to be bringing in, with human design being in the gate of 42, one of my personal favorite numbers because it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. We've also got Mercury coming out of shadow. Thank gosh for that. I'm over the Mercury in Gatorade right now, and the Mercury in shadow. Normally I like them. This one was particularly rough for me. We've got the Aries Stellium we're going to be talking about, and we also have some really beautiful Venus support. So this is going to be a time where fog's going to start lifting, your fire is going to start lighting up, and this is going to be true for the majority of people. This is going to be true for the collective. Again, if you have a lot of Capricorn, and depending on, what's in your Saturn, it can cause a little, little difficulties, and you may still be feeling it through April or June, and some people through July, but you'll feel a lifting at the very least this week. This isn't war energy though, right? A lot of people will think like Aries, and they'll think like war and anger and and that's not what we're talking about. One of the things that a lot of people don't know about the mythology within this, and I actually just recently learned this as well, is before Aries became a warrior, before he became the god of war, he was trained in dance. And I love this so, so, so much. So, this is a warrior with grace. This is dance. This is protecting the feminine. Like Aries was very, very, very known for protecting the feminine. Also, his marriage to Aphrodite, like Aries and Aphrodite were in relationship and they were married. It is one of the few relationships, if the only relationship within that pantheon that actually like was not toxic pretty much. Like they actually held each other and took care of each other, so much so that their daughter is named Harmonia, which stands for harmony. I mean, like, let's bring this is the Aries I want to see. This is the one that is here with grace, that is here with dance, that is protecting the feminine when she asks and she wants it. And this is one that brings in civil order. He would always push for having order before going into war. How could you, solve these problems with grace and ease and a little bit of dancing? So this is balancing of like passion and conflict. So yeah, what's your take right now, love? And you're still on mute. There we go.
Yeah, I've been over here burping us up a storm. I didn't want to interrupt you. I was feeling so much clearing in that, and I loved the anchoring that statement into the warrior's dance, how we move with ourselves, how we are not in anger or fighting, but in our power and in our stability of moving within with this fire, our own passions, our own um, way of being. Is there more? And I got two cards coming through. So first one is the blue border mental conflict. And when I see words that often bring up um, negative connotations, I really had to look at this deck from a positive. What is it giving to me? And then the other card was spiritual strength. And I'm laughing because I can hear your voice singing. Oh my gosh, there are no new cards in this deck.
I will say that the blue border is a new card. So you want to pull
Oh,
those
is
up?
it?
Yeah. Yeah, that is mental conflict is a new card. So like let's look at these two. What's coming in? Huh. It's so weird. I don't know who needs to hear this. Um, the idea of beauty, this feels so far-fetched, but it is what it is. The idea of beauty is your own. It is not society's perception of beauty. So something is coming in about that, and that's happening with some people right now. And it may be somebody that's on our live or somebody that's watching replay. But if you're potentially struggling with like how you look, just be really aware like beauty comes from you, right? We always hear beauty comes from within and like, yeah, whatever. And also, beauty comes from you, right? And your magnetizing and your ability to really show up as fully and as authentically as you are. So yeah, we've got some people saying they're hating their body at the moment. Me too. I'm in it. I'm at my heaviest I've been in years right? And it's where is it that you see how beautiful you truly are? So that's coming through. We've got the nines and the twos, which pulls into an 11, which is great. I love an 11. 11 is singular balance. It's your identity, your own personal self within a balancing aspect. So we are definitely in talking about Aphrodite and Aries, right? It feels very tantric this week. I'm feeling a lot of tantric threads, a lot of like polarity work, and like where's the balance at, and Bonnie's burping again, and like yeah, yeah. So that's also, did you say it meant confirmation a lot of times? Not only is it a purge, but
Yes.
it's also a confirmation when Bonnie burps. So
So purge, clearing the energetic space, and confirmation, an amplification of what's been said most often. What I love about this card is how the roots are growing from within inside the head. It's like, where are we within our own bodies? And
I
holding this card
also
next to me, I'm like, I have a big forehead.
I also like how he's like peeking out over his own
Yes.
eyes. It's like the eyes behind the eyes, right? Like, because if that was like in actual like perspective, it would just be his forehead. But he's like, nope, hey. And so
And they're a
that one
different
is,
color.
yeah. So that one is mental what? What does it say on the
Mental
card?
conflict.
Mental conflict. See, I'm
Yeah,
not getting conflict. I'm getting clarity. I kept reading it
exactly.
as clarity. And then
Yes.
that actually moves into one of our major space weather themes right now. And that is Mercury, which is, thought processes, right? So we've got that card, which is all about like this mental stuff. And Mercury is very much in those thought processes as well. And guess what? Tomorrow, April 8th, Mercury's finally moving out of its shadow, right? Like we cleared that Mercury retrograde and we were still operating in shadow. And when Mercury's in that shadow, it's essentially still traveling through the themes of what it did in retrograde until it gets back to that main point, which I think was 22 degrees Sagittarius. Don't make any bets on that though. And essentially, what this is showing is that the heavy, heavy fog that has been around most of us since February, that's going to finally and fully lift, right? That's going to fully clear out. Clarity is going to be coming from most people, and our integration phase is complete. And it's funny, when I was writing this down, I was like, is integration ever really complete? Like, integration is always happening, right? So we've got, yeah, thank God, wahoo. Now, that said, I want to say that this is for most of the people. Some people are still going to be a little bit in that kind of like foggy energy, depending on what other planets and placements are happening in your particular chart. So, if you want to look into your particular chart, there are some really incredible astrology readers out there. We had, I was on a call yesterday, Bonnie, and we were talking about using AI and how a lot of people have a lot of fear around using AI. And a lot of practitioners have fear that people are going to use AI to get rid of them. And the thing is, you can't. You have intuitives like AI. Let me double check this. Yeah, AI will never, and you know me, I don't like ever using never or ever or any of that, but AI will never be able to fully replicate a human. Man, it's going to get real close though in the years. It's going to get really, really close. But there's an intuition, and that will be the some of the definition as it moves forward, is like having intuition is going to define your humanness. Huh. Get a little channeling from the future for you on that one. That's the first time I've heard that from my guide. So yeah, intuition will be the definition. It won't just be decision making, because AI will be able to do that. It will literally be being able to work in these subtle realms. How cool is that? So you don't have to worry about your jobs being taken if you are a leader or a tarot reader or an oracle, or most of this stuff. It will take a lot of other jobs though. I will say that. And that's not a bad thing in my personal opinion. I'm all for it. If we can have machines doing it for less energy and less consumption than a human being does it for, It's like they keep telling me is it's reminding me of COVID times when everything was on hold, jobs were all stopped. What did you do during COVID? Me,
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
big, right? I was baking up a storm. I was growing mushrooms. I was planting and gardening. And I was living this idyllic life. And people's hobbies got big. What were you doing, Bonnie?
Well, it's funny. You and I did a program together, and that's how we met. And I have one of my big sticky sheets on the wall, and I'm seeing my writing that says, "My voice is an expression of my fire." And this speaks exactly to what you're talking about, not only with the Aries and AI replacing us, like they can't replace our voice and how we express ourselves. That is our unique signature. And I discovered that even more within the pandemic time. I quit my corporate job after 28 plus years in the software industry. I took some time off, and what I thought was going to be 4 to 6 weeks, because I quit like 2 weeks before the lockdown, not knowing that was coming. I have full body chills, and the pandemic actually helped me so that I could put down all of the yuck of working in that corporate environment, because I had been bullied at my last couple jobs, and I'm still unraveling and unfurling, deprogramming some of the things that were in my system from being able to be in that stillness of the pandemic.
Yeah, and I'm getting that. I really want to bring this in. I got full channel chills from one of our listeners here. It's wild to think of. Beautiful. Who knew AI would be the thing to force our humanity?
Hmm.
My whole body just lights up with love at that statement. Who knew AI would be the thing to force our humanity? Like, this is incredible. This is what we are talking about. And you can make the choice. You can make the choice between fear, or you can make the choice for knowing that everything is for us, right? Again, I'm going to bring it in again. Like, it is for us. It is for the, evolvement of the human race. It is for everybody and every creature and every being on this planet and in this 3D realm. Yeah. Yeah. Can argue it cannot replace human connection. Yeah, that's another thing. Human connection as well. People need a human, especially women need women, and the matriarchy rising. That's coming from one of our other psychics that's hanging out in here in channels. So I hope to get to introduce you guys to her soon. Yeah, we've got people that during COVID, they were beginning their meditation practices and their energy healings, got first Reiki certifications, huge turning points, right? Like, this is what we're talking about. And this COVID was a nice little container and nice little test to see what humanity would do with time. What would you do with time? So I would love to get back in, because we've gone on tangent after tangent, and I'm going to dig back into some of this space weather as well, you guys. Um, it's so incredible, because we've also got the gate of 42 coming in, and like I said, this is one of my favorite numbers. If you get it, you get it. If you know, you know. 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. This gate is all about finishing. It's all about conclusions. It's all about wrapping it up, so to speak. This is coming from a very sacral place. So if you notice yourself right around April 11th, running into the 16th, if you notice yourself in a place of self judgment for not starting or finishing, if you notice yourself avoiding or putting off projects that you have been wanting to bring into creation and into completion, or if you find yourself in overwhelm or backlog, like, these are all not self themes. One of the biggest not self theme that I've been personally running into with my ebook is finishing because of pressure. This is another one. right? So is somebody pressuring you to do something or get something done, or are you pressuring yourself to get something done? And I know this sounds very paradoxical, right? You want to be in a place of completion, you want to be finishing it. The thing is you want to be finishing it from what me and my dad would call like a clean place. And a clean place means that there's no emotional, energetic, like crunch to it. Try to come at it as cleanly as possible, that you are choosing to finish a project because you want to finish a project, or are you not finishing a project because something crunchy is holding you back? So the practice for this one, I got a practice for you on this one, is bring your architect online. And what I mean by bringing your architect online is this is the person that can give you the steps and show you how to build what you need to complete. So for me, it was going through the ebook yesterday and going, okay, what are the things that I still need to do? And I created my to do list. Today, what I'm going to do is go in and finish out that to do list and actually schedule like what it's going to look like and when my release date, so to speak, is going to be, and I'm putting air quotations on that, right? Like that. And then me completing that ebook and getting it out into the world then opens up a massive space to come and play and hear with you guys more, which I'm really excited about. And Bonnie has been so incredibly patient with my ass. So I'm like, just wait till the ebook's done, wait till the ebook's done. And that's been happening for months now. So, right, what do you want to complete? And so another little practice is to choose one or more projects before April 13th to clear space on. And these can even be tiny tasks, right? You can even choose like, oh, I haven't been washing my dishes every day and I want to wash my dishes every day. Start doing that. I've got Bonnie coming in my ear, and Bonnie's got some stuff to say about this. So I'm going to pop off and bring her on in here for a moment.
Oh my gosh, I'm giggling. I have been getting the message to if we're feeling contraction, constriction around doing things like laundry, um, to use the part of you that wants to throw a tantrum, that may be controlling your inability to complete work, like in your work life, in your home life. Take that part and ask it if it's willing to do the thing that you hate the most, laundry, or that you've been putting off the most, and allowing that part to have an activity so that it's not ruling your life. How's that landing?
I love this. And we've got as if, Bonnie, I've closed my bathroom door to avoid having to do it. I just can't do it. I can't be fucked. So with that, right? Like those tiny tasks, like Bonnie is asking, don't go clean your bathroom. Go clean around your sink. That's it. Go do that. Go do that one little piece, right? Go pick up the stuff on the floor in the bathroom. Do one small aspect of the thing you want to do. Oh, you got to vacuum your whole house? Pick one room to vacuum. One, if you need to, right? This will start helping build that energy up for you to get to where you need to go. This is also why I was calling in the architect, right? And be cautious of overwhelm, because architect can potentially put our builders in overwhelm, right? And if you make your list of things, then you break it down. Okay, what do I feel like I can or want to do today? And make it small. So yeah, put on some laundry, right? 5 minutes at a time, as Bonnie's saying in the chat. And if you like doing it, add another 5 minutes or do something else, right? These are all very practical 3D tips to help with this energy that we've got going on right now. Thank you so much for that, Bonnie.
Yeah, I want to. There's something you said. Oh no, it's gone again. Ah,
For some
brains.
reason, my weird hand symbol react
I
thing is
saw
just
it.
giving thumbs up. Like it's okay.
I think
It's
you were
correct.
doing this.
I know. I'm like, we can we do the hearts? Will the hearts work? Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, it almost did it. There we go. I do like the hearts. Such a dork. Okay, we're gonna turn that off because it keeps distracting me. All right. So we talked about the Mercury out of the shadows. We talked about gate 42 finishing in conclusion. So, light reminder, just watch out for some of those potential pitfalls so you can be aware of them. And now we are getting into the meat of this call today. This is the bigness. This is the thing. This is what is screaming not only this week and also through next week. This is screaming across the universe is Aries, 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 Aries. Fire, 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 fire. Right? And we already set the tone of Aries. So like this is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy that is coming in that is going to give, a carnelian's coming to mind, right? The stone carnelian. Like this is coming in to like really add some jet fuel or rocket fuel to you, right? And not in a way that it's like going to shoot you off to the moon, that it's going to make you feel sick or anything. It's just a really beautiful, strong, uplifting energy. So we've got a stellium going on. And it started back in February. This did start lightly in February. And this is all about the fire igniting. And we're looking, April 9th is going to be the big, big day. That's the day that Aries comes home, right? Aries is going to be on in Mars on April 9th. And then we've got a peak for this energy, which is going to be the 15th through the 17th. So we'll talk more about that next week and what the peak looks like. And we're going to go through what this stellium is happening right now. So, in this Aries stellium activation, like this is a huge Aries activation. The sun is in Aries, and the sun is all about identity and self. Saturn is in Aries, which is all about discipline and structure. Neptune is in Aries, which is all about dreams and illusions. Chiron, our wounded healers, which is one of my personal favorites, that is also in Aries right now. So the ascendant for this is there's this collective uprising, there's this collective rising and civil order coming into place. So we might start seeing people actually being held accountable for their actions, right? Like this is the start of that. And I just got channel chills. I just got personal chills. That just woke my yoni up. Man, people being coming in to have to actually like answer, like this is the time for that, and this is the start of it, and I am so excited. So whew, thank you, Bonnie. In the chat, Bonnie said to please remember to breathe, so we're going to breathe into that. Ah, and drink some water if you need to as well. Then we've got Mars moving in, or Aries moving into Mars, which is coming home. Like Aries is coming home. And that's a very comfortable place for it to be. Aries moving into Mars is, there's a lot of power behind it. There's a lot of power behind it. And also there's this kind of like, oh man, like I'm getting a picture of Ted, or not Ted Bundy. What is his name from Married with Children? Al Bundy, not the serial killer, the sitcom star. I'm getting a picture of Al Bundy like laying back in his couch and like sticking his hand in his pants. If you're not, if you didn't watch Married with Children, you can find clips online. It's very cute. Very funny show. And, this is where, like, with that Mars coming home, is like action is really going to meet desire. And, like, what have you been desiring? What are you going to activate to get to your desires? I think last week, didn't we ask everybody to dream? Something about dreams. There was something last week. Yeah.
Was it two
Did
weeks
you?
ago?
It might have been the practice, me versus we, holding back and asking yourself when you're not ready. And then there was also a practice of where do you want more freedom last week. So this is kind of, you've been set up for this, right? So if you went back to the practices from last week, if you haven't watched last week, go back, replay it, ask yourself where you're holding yourself back. Ask yourself where you want more freedom in your life, right? Me, I want more joy in my life. So, what am I going to do? Like this week will be really good for me to figure that out. So, we got some specific stuff coming in: courage with purpose, action with soul, independence that serves, knowing This was the big, this was like a nice big chunk. They lit this one up. This one's in sparkles and in neons, and there's some fireworks going in the back. Know when to fight versus when to dance versus when to protect and when there needs to be peace. These are the teachings that are available for you for this week and next week. How beautiful. So if you start to feel that Aries fiery energy and that passion or that anger coming in, that like bubbly sensation, pause, take a few breaths and be like, is this the time for me to fight? Is this the time for me to dance? Is this the time for me to protect? Or is this a time for peace right now? Right. And ask that, like, oh, am I fighting with somebody? Do I want to be fighting with somebody? You may want to fight with somebody. I like to fight with people all the time. You may want to choose to dance instead. And when I hear dance, I think of compromise and I think of leaning into each other. Right. And being in that flow. Bonnie, you got stuff coming in? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got two decks this week. I've got the Yantra deck and the usual Psychic Tarot. So this one comes from the Yantra deck. It's spaciousness, but it's talking about this. And the funny part is this one fell out right behind it. It was completely tucked behind. And it activated my spidey senses with this image. It's giving me labyrinth and how we're meant to trace it or trace a labyrinth to get into meditation, to activate the spaciousness, and to, it said, uncovering the journey, one foot in front of the other, one contraction, then another. Stay with it. You are remarkable. You are remarkable.
I'm
I
cracking up
don't
over here because
I don't think I've ever seen this card.
I've never seen that card either. So we're getting new
Yeah.
cards finally. I want to be able to grab it, but I'm not going to grab it. But recently I started doing the Zen doodles? Are
I've
you
heard of
familiar with?
that. Yeah, why
So
don't I know that?
Zen doodle is like a technique where you just kind of start like drawing lines and you just kind of play with them, right? So that could be a really good practice for you this week to help like kind of ground you and get some of like that creative expression out, and also without having to plan with what you're going to paint, right? Like, or what you're going to draw. So those are options as well. Thanks for bringing those in, Bonnie. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
It did pull some other cards through, but I know we're running out of time. I'll just say that I'll post them with the resources, but it's giving connection to self and our spiritual sense of who we are in spirit.
Yeah. So again, you guys, if you go into school, Bonnie does this entire beautiful like recap and write up. She posts all of the pictures of all of the cards and the meanings and the readings for those. Like we post this. This is what I work off of as well. So you get that as well most of the time. 99% of the time. So you guys can actually use that. And for me, I like to read through things. So this gives me something to read through throughout the week. So go join school and you get all those extra assets as well. So we're still in this Aries stellium, and I'm going to pop in with this is Mars and Sun together, right? Because there's some specific activations that are happening that are really, really beautiful that you can kind of pop into. So we've got Mars and Sun together, which is embodied courage. We have Neptune and Mars together, which is spiritual action. We've got Saturn, which is disciplined independence. We've got Chiron, which is healing through brave action. Healing through brave action for the Chiron. And the overarching, like holistic for all of this, like Aries and Stellium, is becoming who you actually are. It's really interesting because I had a call yesterday that I did for for an event called Ignite Your Purpose. And we were literally talking about this is activating yourself, becoming who you actually are. What is your authentic self? Who is your authentic self? How does your authentic self show up? And a lot of people will hire me specifically because I show up authentically. Like you guys see me here. If I'm in the shits, I show up in the shits. If I'm crying, I show up. Same thing with Bonnie. Bonnie is one of the most authentic AF individuals I know, hence her and I working together on this. So this is a really great time to really, really hone in beautifully on who you are, what you want, what your desire is, what's worth fighting for, what's worth letting go of. It's a really great way to fucking come into that. And then we've got one more piece, one more. And we got 5 minutes and it's not a long one. So we're still doing good on time, Bonnie. So if you do have other things, I don't want you to quiet yourself down and like be like, we don't have time because that's a lack. And we have plenty of time. Because here's the thing, I'm totally okay going over. Like if this goes on a little bit more, so be it. Like I'm not gonna try to, be crazy about it. Most of the time we're gonna try to stick to the 45-minute aspect or format. But if we go a little bit longer, if you don't like it, you can turn it off at 45 minutes on the dot if you need that kind. I like no judgment. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have stuff coming in that you want to share?
Mm,
You want me to move into the
well,
next one?
yeah, move into the next one. It feels like it's going
Yeah,
to connect to
I
that.
that's what I'm feeling too. I'm getting called. I was like, this is the next one. Okay. So what's great, you guys, right? We have been talking about this. We have been talking this. We're coming full circle here. I talked about this in that love story in the beginning, that Aphrodite and Aries marriage and how beautiful it was. And guess what is happening on April 13th? Venus is going to be sextile Jupiter. So Venus is going to, and Venus is also in Taurus, which is her home, right? So we're going to have Aries and Taurus both at their own homes in their most powerful positions. And we are looking at Venus sextile Jupiter. We are looking at love that is really supporting expansion, right? Jupiter is all about good luck and blessings and abundance and all this big, 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 big and beautiful, highly successful energy. And it's all about growth, right? So this time right now is Venus is really, really supporting. And I want you to really take that in. So we've got this beautiful warrior, compassionate, dancing, fiery energy. And then we also have Venus coming in with her softness and her love and her grace to really help support the divine masculine, like really coming through. And this is what I was saying was coming in very tantrically as well. Like these two polarities, both now again, and I want to bring this up. Aries is in his own home, Venus is in her own home. They're not living together, guys. They're both showing up in their own power, their own power, their own homes. They are coming from the most powerful places in their own homes to be there and support and to work with one another. And I love this balance. I love this so, so much. And, this Venus coming in is she's bringing in some sweetness and some play and joy. And then her also being sextile Jupiter, which is like the kind of the best positioning, with Jupiter right now is that the chance the chance for abundance, the chance for really getting yourself out there, doing the business that you've been wanting to do, speaking your mind, getting that promotion at work, meeting that lover and getting into that lovership potentially with something. These are all really big themes with Venus being sextile Jupiter. And that's happening on the 13th. And we're going to see, this pretty much from the 12th to the 14th. So Bonnie's got stuff. I can feel it all over the place. Come on in, babe.
When you said work, I heard work, 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 work. And I know for me, I am in flow when songs pop in my head when I say words, or I'm doing stuff like making my breakfast and I'll make up a song about what I'm doing. So I know that's coming through. I had a question for you. How is Venus connected to the sun?
Right now,
Yeah.
no.
Or what does that bring? Does it bring you anything? Okay. So then maybe it's this.
Yeah,
Um,
so Aries is in Sun right now, right? Like that
that
placement
was
is
it.
happening right now. So Aries is hanging out in Sun, and Aries is also going to be in Mars in his own home as well. So, but oh gosh, thank you. Okay, so what does that mean in the connection? They just saw the sun shining over both of them. And sun, again, we're going to remind you this is identity and self, right? Like this is who you be, is the sun. This is your identity. So if you think about your identity getting like shining down on Aries, on Venus, on all of your big hopes and your big dreams and your achievements and what you want to complete. Again, I'm going to bring in that gate 42. I just got all my channel chills. What you want to complete. This is the time, kids. This is it. You are backed by the stars. Dream big, make some moves, right? Dream big, make some moves. What do we got here? Obstacles and challenges. Okay. We will
And
speak
it
into that thing.
came
Yeah.
in upside
Thank
down.
you. Yeah. Thank you for that reminder because, obstacles and challenges are going to show up, right? These placements, the things, it's not what comes up. It's not what's blocking you. It's not what's blocking your path. It's not what you need to heal in yourself, right? Like all of that comes in. And how can you still be there and still be the messy, disgusting, beautiful human you are? And how do you keep walking? How do you keep stepping? Right? Just because, like, if you look at that card, right, it has a crack in the card, right? Like, that's not a very big crack, guys. Like, just fucking step over it. Like, it looks like it has this appearance that it's like, oh, it's so big. Like, literally, you could just step over the crack. So, what are the cracks that seem like insurmountable or impassable that you literally like are just making mountains out of molehills? And this is said without shame. This is said with love. And getting to this point brings hope. It brings joy. And not only with that, but we're looking at a 17 on that card. And a 17 on that card comes down to an eight. And you know what eights are all about, kids? It's all about abundance. It is all about that infinite loop. I was talking to a potential client the other day about the Mobius strip, right? And the Ouroboros, and right, like the beginnings and the endings, and how they're all just kind of mashed together. And it's this really, really beautiful, beautiful thing. So,
Mhm.
yeah, pay attention
And this
or
one
don't.
specifically is the star in traditional tarot. So it is your specific guiding light
Yeah, what
related
is
to these
your
two
North
cards.
Start? What is your North Star?
Yes.
What's going to get you past those obstacles, right? What is going to help you walk past those obstacles, walk through those obstacles? Yeah, like fire coal walking's coming in as well right now. So,
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to do the closeout speech or do you want me to do the closeout speech? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being through this beautiful, fiery energy of, this Aries season that we are in right now. My name is Io Ashmasako. I am your architect. I am your void. I am your guide through all of this weird, funky weather, hoping to bring you into a place of clarity, easy walking path, grace and ease, and yeah, accepting all the messy parts that come with this. So, thank you so much. Again, a reminder to please like, subscribe, comment, join school. I mean, just do one of them, right? We talked about doing completions. You want to be part of this community, you want to help us grow because I really want this to grow. Please do me a favor. It's not just a favor, it is a favor. And also, like a really like to get our stuff out there. It's a very competitive space right now. YouTube is, and school is as well. So come hang out. We're doing this for free. We're putting a lot of energy into it because we love you. And we just really, I honestly, if nobody were watching, I'd still be doing this. So, I mean, that's to say a thing. And I really would like to thank Bonnie motherfucking Sunshine for being our beautiful and incredible archer. She comes in and takes a lot of the weird, wild stuff that I give you and pinpoints it really down and gets it down into your bodies. Is there anything you want to say before we head off, Bonnie?
Mm. I just felt like this floating sensation of how we release you into your own magic. We really do want you to find your people. We want you to embody your gifts in that amplification of who you be and what you are meant to do on this planet for yourself, not just for the collective, for your family, for your ancestors, but for you and your humanness. And what I love about this is we are now going into after hours where we get to really talk about this with the people who are alive. So that's the bonus for joining us in these live calls on Tuesdays.
It gets real nice in there. I love it in there. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. And we will see you next week.